Kia ora and welcome to week 10 of fiction writing. 10 of 12 weeks, we're almost there. I know this is the point in the semester where things really start to get hard, and I just encourage you to try to stick with it, try to get lots of sleep, try to continue with your wonderful time management. I really appreciated Gigi's video from last week. If you didn't get a chance to look at that, please take a look. She talked about quite a few general issues in fiction. I think all of it's really relevant. Today, I just want to talk real quick about workshop and the workshop experience and grading. A lot of times, some of you are familiar with workshops and have been in them before. Some people, it's a new experience. There's been some responses to the workshop experience, and I thought I'd just talk a little bit about it. So basically, the idea of workshop is that it's a privilege in a way. I always see it as a privilege in that I get to hear what other people think of my work, and also that you are compelled to articulate what you think of someone else's work. To me, that's the central experience of workshop. Is everything that everybody says always going to be useful? No, it's not. But some of it is going to be useful. And even if it's not immediately useful, just hearing the ways that people respond, I just find so helpful to me as a writer. Just knowing that that passage that I thought was the funniest passage in the world fell completely flat. Or worse, someone thought it was supposed to be fun or supposed to be sad. Or that passage that I thought was really well written and really clever, nobody could make any sense of. Or that passage, and this happens a lot, that passage that I thought was pretty much throwaway and really sort of unornate and prosaic, really moved people. So just hearing these responses. So to my mind, the most important aspect of workshop is just listening and just hearing how other writers respond to your work and what they respond to, what they don't respond to. When it comes to suggestions for revising your work, we're coming up to the re-envision draft, and next week's workshop, next week's video will be all about that. We're just looking ahead toward that. What we're asking you to do for that final re-envision draft is to reimagine some of your material. And workshops can be very useful for this. It may be that the exact suggestions or recommendations that came out of workshop, sorry about that noise, aren't exactly what you do. But when you put those recommendations and suggestions together, along with tutor's comments, along with your own feelings about the story, and your own predilections for fiction, and your own experience workshopping other people's stories and seeing what they've written about, when you put that all together, that helps you to reimagine the work. That helps you to rethink it, to reconsider how it could be used. And I hear people using this language on the website, which is absolutely marvelous. People are in there saying, oh, I've reimagined this, and I reworked this. This was a longer piece, I've shortened it down. So what I think, what I'm hearing is that a lot of students are starting to speak about their creative work in ways that suggest their nimbleness, their dexterity with language, their understanding that things come and go, and that maybe you'll keep a character but change the setting, or that you'll keep the emotional center but retain none of the characters. All that kind of flexibility, I think, is really central to improving your writing, and I hear people discussing things that way and see them on the website. So that's absolutely marvelous. I think that's really useful for you. So I hope these workshops are useful. If you're not in a workshop, you can do it in moderated peer review. There's value in that too. Again, seeing what people respond to. Sometimes there's different sort of value. Sometimes it can be a little more. Sometimes it can be a little less. It can be a little more sometimes because when people are forced to replace their verbal comments with those written comments, and then you see the tutor writing some comments up and discussing that, they're forced to articulate things a little bit more, and they can be a little more clear. So there's value in that too. Just getting other people to read your work and respond to it, I think, is kind of the heart of the course. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope things are wrapping up smoothly for you. And next week we'll talk all about the re-envision story or new story, the final assignment. And happy writing. See you online.